All right, this is what I wanted to ask Face. You did an interview on your YouTube channel with the girl who last week we talked about, Bree, who exposed your op, DC Baby Draco. What would you describe as being the most...
What did you call him?
I know you call him PC Baby Diddy.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Personally, I don't have an issue with him. I'm not going to call him that. But you did this interview with her. I feel like it probably confirmed a lot of your suspicions about him that maybe not everybody was on board with. I did watch like the first 20 minutes of it. What were your biggest takeaways from having, you know, an hour or so long conversation with her?
To be honest, it didn't confirm any of my suspicions. It just let other people know that what I was saying, it was facts. You know what I'm saying? Them type of allegations and stuff that, you know, I was running with on him, you know.
Now, what caught my attention for this segment, right, is they was talking about the Bay Area and the pimp culture, this, that, and the third in the Bay, right? They try to make it seem like pimping underage kids is Bay Area culture, bro. Stop disrespecting us, bro. What you talking about? That is not how we get down.
You don't put that on nobody unless you know it's for a fact. You know what I'm saying? And for him to, you know, go on other people's platforms or don't want to talk about it or speak about it openly or get uncomfortable when it's been asked about it or try to skip over it, to me, that's even more telling and a disturbing sign to me. You know, out here, you a street person, the first time they ask you, all you want to do is clear your name up. If you really didn't do it, you're going to run to everybody with your paperwork and any type of assistance that they need to, you know what I'm saying, to any, you know what I'm saying, evidence or anything that they need to do their due diligence on your case, you're gonna assist them with. But my biggest take out of that, it was just like, it's just a coward, bro. Like I just, like, on top of the fact that he's a PDF, you know what I'm saying, to me, he just a coward, you know what I'm saying, and he was in his feelings. Like, to hear that young lady speak, and to be fair, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of people that deal with DV situations and things like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have, you know what I'm saying.
And the cold part, they up there trying to make excuses for dudes who do deal with underage kids and shit like that. Oh, like, it's normal, that's just what, you know, it goes on. Like, what are you talking about, bro?
But to hear her say that he admittedly, even though we already knew that he would never fight me, but will continuously put his hands on her, to me, it was like sickening. It was disgusting. And I just don't F with them type of people. You know what I'm saying? That ain't cool. In my personal opinion, he just not no man, bro. You won't get in there in the ring with nobody else, or you won't fight nobody else, or you will pick and choose your battle, but you will put your hands on a female, you know what I'm saying, in that way. And it was just it was disturbing.
Okay, so it seems like Forextra's not communicating with DC Baby Draco anymore.
He shouldn't.
It would be reasonable to think that bridge might be permanently burnt. Does that open the door for some kind of resolution between you and him? That's one less thing standing between you guys.
Nah, at this moment, I just don't think. I think it'll never be the same.
No,
that's
never.
Spody's standing on it, right? And I don't understand, Adam, why you always trying to play mediator. That's the same shit that got you in trouble with Crit Mac yesterday, bro.
Nah.
You guys are family. I feel like you guys can get back on good terms.
Shout out to Forextra, though, man. He doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? I wish him the best, you know, and he continue to prosper and things like that. Yeah, shout out to him. He got a lot of, you know what I'm saying, big money on the way and a lot of things. He's successful, you know, but unfortunately, I just can't see it happening.
You know, the one thing I'm really getting from looking at the comments on your interview with this girl, Bree, is that everybody seems to be in agreement that she's telling the truth, or that she seems like she's telling the truth.
That's a fact. In the fact that how she genuinely cried on there and poured on her soul. Now, to be fair as well, really? That she is a woman scorned, but they said that's the worst woman to deal with, you know what I'm saying, because the truth come out and they bear none, they spare none, you know, and everything that she said in the interview, he confirmed, though. He never denied saying anything about Forextra. He what he said is and Munchie interviewed him so he could say if I'm getting it wrong or not. He said pretty much, to sum it up, is that the conversation was never supposed to be gotten out.
Yeah.
Never said that. He never said, talked about it, or he didn't want, you know what I'm saying?
Now, when it come to a situation like that, right? If it's something I mean, if it's something that you wouldn't want out there, right? It's like, I guess you should keep it to yourself. That's the best. That's the only way you can assure, you know, what you talking about ain't gonna get out there. Now, I seen Spody Face and Munchie going back and forth about this shit, right? Like, oh, if you know, say if Spuddy was on some slimy shit and he try to holler at the homie little broad or whatever the case is, not his BM, but then a homie double back and try to holler at his BM, nigga, that's not equal. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how niggas don't understand that. It's hypocrisy, of course, but still won't nobody trying to holler at they baby mama. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I also understand that that door was open originally by the other, you know, by 4 Extra. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it just come across real slimy when somebody put out a secret conversation. Feel me?
You can't say that.
Yeah, it was
his voice.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? So in my personal opinion, is like, again, we had this conversation. Was it last week or the week before?
Last week, I think.
Yeah. So if just the sheer fact or principle that you've been thinking that or that even came up, in my personal opinion, we can never come back from that. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, like, everybody else's opinion. I don't speak for nobody else, but yeah, that's kind of crazy that he didn't deny it at all, but he did admit that he was in his feelings.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that shows you, like, when you in your feelings about a broad. You know what I'm saying? You know, people, you know what I'm saying, tend to do it and say things that they normally wouldn't do. He was in his feelings, you know what I'm saying? He tender, so.
But that also kind of like gives more credence to my whole thing that I've said several times, that there's been a lot of parties that were potentially in 4 Extra's ear, leading him in not the best decision making when it came to certain business moves and things like that, which would kind of explain part of the potential reason him and No Jumper even had a falling out. So I'm not blaming that on
how you get to that from
DC.
the broad shit?
Huh?
How you get from that from the broad shit though?
Because like
hey, Munchie be pressing the shit out of Lush, bro. I don't know if he secretly hate Lush or what, but he be pressing Lush.
It be like if you have people that are moving like this, like DC Baby Draco, and these are the people that are in your ear in some type of advisory capacity.
Baby Draco could influence him.
I don't think that's beyond the realm of possibility. Like I don't
influence who? Extras?
Yeah.
No, I can't.
I feel like 4 Extra is kind of like a brick wall of a human being. Like, it doesn't seem like he's really getting influenced by, well, I mean, okay, maybe like certain decisions he could kind of be influenced by, especially when it's something that he feels like confused by or that he doesn't necessarily understand.
Especially when you're like, this is like the reason I'm saying this is because like when I seen him the other day and like I felt his energy and I felt like, you know what, like 4 Extra. Like the last time I had seen him before that, you know, we were go-karting. It was a good experience. Everything was love. And then I haven't seen him since like literally that week he wound up having that accident. And then this is my first time. And you could just tell like his energy, like he had endured some trauma. He went through some crazy life-changing that he survived and came out, you know, still.
And as bad as he wanted to get on Lush ass, he stalled him out. And it's, you know, it's cool. He let it be known that some of the shit Lush was doing was offensive to him. And you know, in other circumstances, it would have been bad. But it was good that he was able to express himself without, you know what I'm talking about, expressing himself on Lush.
Still out here doing his thing as a result, a better man. So that makes me be like, okay, when you're enduring trauma like that, it is potentially easier for people to get to you.
Man, listen.
I sound crazy?
I'm gonna say this: whether somebody in his head or not, I definitely think he had the mind enough, you know what I'm saying, to think on his own. He just doing it his way, you know, and his way is not a lot of people cup of tea, you know, at the end of the day. But like every decision that we make as men and that we do, you know, we gotta live with them mistakes or we gotta live with them decisions. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna make it seem like he's not smart enough to make his own decision or he can't comprehend what he's doing, because I feel like everything he's doing, he know what he's doing. But again, shout out to him, you know what I'm saying, and hopefully you know what I'm saying? It just opened his eyes that everybody around him, not his, you know what I'm saying, not his friends.
That's what I was saying. It's not an affront to his intelligence at all.
Munchie, what was your takeaways from interviewing Draco?
My whole thing to interview him, I wanted to hear about the love square with the girl that got snatched. Him saying what he said about his baby mama, a girl that's blasting him. I didn't want to hear about the domestic shit, like none of that shit, because to me that's personal. I mean, he was just eating her ass, and now it's all bad. Like, so I don't know how I got to that point. And I be standing, I mind my business.
Probably hungry.
Yeah,
And a lot of people try to use that to like discredit the girl or whatever. Hey, I seen the interview. You know what I'm saying? She was crying and she seemed sincere with her, hey, you, but we do got to take into account that, you know, she might be scorned or feeling some type of way. And that might be the motivation behind what she's saying, bro.
I mean, whatever. And then you only know her for 2 weeks, though. And then if you knew all these horrible things about him, hey, why you was fucking him and meeting his mama then?
But what she said that on Spody Face's thing that kind of made sense to me is that she like figured out that she thought he was a piece of like real quickly, and then basically like just started recording him kind of right away. And like her thing that she said, and this sounds crazy, is that early when he's hanging out with her, that he's basically just telling her that he was like doing shit with young girls. Like that's what she said, right?
Yeah.
But how can,
And so
how
that's
you know
why
that?
she chose, which seems crazy. You would think that he would keep that secret like forever, or like at least wait a long time before telling her that.
Don't lead with that.
But that's crazy, right?
But you could tell he even admitted, though, he could tell that he pillow talks a lot. He been, even knowing her, just like Munchie said, he only knew her 2 weeks. He moved her basically.
And we all will vent to a female, or what, not vent like in a pillow talking fashion, right? It's different levels of, you know, venting to your female or talking to her about certain shit. But like when you do it like certain ways is respectable more than others. You get what I'm saying? Because we all human and we all know about that experience. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't talking about no, oh, that nigga a hoe ass nigga. Or and you can say that if you will say that to other nigga, like, yeah, nigga's a hoe ass nigga. I will tell that nigga that. Feel me? But it's still distasteful, bro. Talking behind your back. I ain't gonna lie. Or it still comes across like cowardly. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect, bro, but it just do. And even with it still being like that, shit, or he just ain't here. We politic.
He moved her in, had her around his mom. Somebody that you only know 2 weeks. You eating groceries 2 weeks. Like that's how he moved fast. No, this is a fact.
I don't even need 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But that's
I
me.
don't even need 2
That's
weeks.
just me.
You moving fast. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, my personal opinion. When she said he told her how he beat his case.
Yeah.
He said, this is how I beat my case. She even got on to the young girl, you know what I'm saying? That he supposedly had the baby by. He said, she said that the girl was like 13, fresh in middle school when he was like 24, 25.
Whoa.
Fresh in high school, like 8th grade, 9th grade, early 9th grade.
Oh, Lord.
Freshman. It's a fact. It's on the page right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
indefensible.
she said Jaleese knew, and his other baby mama, you know what I'm
Jason
saying?
still hanging around with him. That's what I'm saying. I don't listen to bitches, bro.
I mean,
but all right. So how long she knew this and she was still hanging with him?
But what does somebody else, right? Let's make sense of this shit. What does somebody else hanging around somebody who got allegations, this, that, and the third, right? What does them hang? So that validate them enough for you to hang with them, or for you to what?
Fuck recording this call like you still. You know what I'm saying?
all right, so
I ain't shutting up, man. Adam said he eats same day groceries.
yeah, all right, so
If I'm hungry, I'm hungry.
all right, so I want to answer something about that, what Munchie just said. So a lot of people, not saying nobody in particular, but a lot of people I say saying like, oh, you knew this about him, why you still effing with him? Okay, if that's the case, then that's just the way women is. If they love you, they effing with you. They effing with you. How many?
You don't let nobody in 2 weeks.
No.
At least it's trauma.
But it's not in. You know, it's not about. See, once a push up on a female, once you have sexual intercourse, it's certain. It's a chemical. It's really a little bit out of the female's control as to where her emotions go pertaining that dude. And then we know clout and certain shit is a hell of a drug. I'm not, defending either side, bro.
So listen, how many,
least been through some
listen,
shit.
how many women that you know that mess with snitches right now? There's no snitches on paperwork right now. They can still get a girlfriend.
But
How many females care about that though?
That's what we see.
exactly. But that's okay. But that's one thing. Being a pedophile is way different.
That's a fact.
Like, not everybody thinks that snitching's that big a deal. Like, almost everybody should probably be able to agree that, or pimping young girls is up, right?
Yeah, you got to be like Nicki Minaj to accept
Don't
something
you
like
think
that.
if you like every girl in your whole life, if you told them that they'd probably run for the hills? Whereas like being a snitch, like most girls aren't in the streets, so what do they care?
But you find this out and you're still dealing with the person on some PDF shit though.
I think Jaleese is traumatized. She's been through some, and also I feel like up north, everybody pimping little girls and shit. No offense.
See, that's what that's my whole point of react to this shit. Like, so what you saying? You cool with that? Because everybody up north is supposedly doing that shit, which they're not. I never seen nobody in the Bay or ran across nobody, nigga, that was in the life that was okay with little kids being, in the life. So I don't know where you get this from. I don't. And if that's the stigma for up north, it's like nigga to do everything in their power to change that, bro. It's weird. Seem like that's the movement up. Not saying that. Shout out my niggas, bro. You know what I'm saying? But you seem like you more on board with that than, you know what I'm saying? What you trying to speak for us, nigga? Sound like you on board with that shit. My pedestrians, get in the comments, bro. Let me know what y'all think about this shit. Is that up north culture? You know what I'm saying? And we already seen what happened with the Hoover Rico. That's what I'm saying. Then you basically defending the shit. You know what I'm saying? So why you trying to put that shit off on my peoples?
Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Say ho, you can't be playing with that paper, ho. Nigga need that yaper, need it now and not later, ho. Ay, I need that cheese like a grater, ho. Don't play me like no cent, cause I never Captain Saver, ho. Yeah, but you can fucking be my waiter, ho. Long as you get paper, ho. Cause shit, that's what